Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead Season 11 Part 2. This is going to be my Part 2 video, talking about, what we could expect. Talk about the ending of Part 1, which is pretty crazy. And we're going to be breaking it down, discussing what we could be seeing in Part 2. I'm very excited about this. Part 1 was really good. I mean, I really enjoyed it. There was certain things that I wish we had more of, like the Commonwealth, for example, or more stuff with Alexandria. But for the most part, I really enjoyed Season 11 Part 1, and I'm very excited for Part 2. Now, if you haven't seen the first 8 episodes, spoiler warning, because we're going to be talking about Part 2, obviously, what we could expect there. In episode 8 was the early premiere, so if you haven't seen the early premiere for episode 8, or you haven't seen any of the other episodes, spoiler warning. And then also, if you are a fan of the show, be sure to hit the subscribe button, because we have a lot of content coming up still, talking about the second part, and as well as Fear the Walking Dead and the World Beyond videos. Lots of Walking Dead content coming up, so be sure to subscribe if you are a fan of the show. But yeah, let's get into the video. Alright, to begin with, let's talk about that cliffhanger. Okay, that's the first thing we want to talk about in terms of Season 11 Part 2. So the cliffhanger of Season 11 Part 1, I did give a spoiler warning. So we saw Leah attacking the group, like Negan and Maggie, with that huge weapon that they had that was firing something at them. And we saw Leah set it off, like she did set it off, and that's how the episode ended. It pretty much cut midway. So I don't think someone could stop her. I don't think Daryl can stop her or anything like that. She did already, shoot at Maggie and Negan. And it kind of ended off there. And now we're sort of wondering, are they going to be okay? And my guess is, be sure to let me know in the comments down below, what do you think is going to happen? This is tough to say though, because the weapon they had seemed pretty massive, and Negan and Maggie were standing right there. So how are they going to get out of that situation if they are? That's the first question. And that's where I'm sort of headed towards. My mindset is okay, they're going to survive, because it's Maggie and Negan, two of the biggest characters in the show. They're going to survive. So that's where my mindset is at. So I'm sort of wondering how are they going to survive that? But I don't think it necessarily means they're going to be okay, because, I've talked about this in the past, that it is the final season. The stakes are up. AMC could do anything they want to any of the characters they want, because they don't have to, keep characters if they don't want to. I mean, unless they want to do spin-offs and stuff like that for certain characters. That's the scary thing about the final season, I feel like, is that the stakes are a lot higher, because if they really wanted to, they could take out any character they want. So I all I'm saying is that I wouldn't be surprised if something happens to one of the major characters. Will it happen in this situation? Who knows? But they have been building up, leading up to this moment. There's been a lot of conversation between Maggie and Negan and about their past, and I'm sort of wondering, what if Negan tries to save Maggie or something, stands in her way or something. That way, she doesn't get that hurt. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments down below if you think something like that could happen, or do you think they're both going to be okay? Are they both just going to take cover and be okay? Let me know what you think. If I were to guess, if I were to put a solid guess down right now, I would say they both will probably be okay, and I think they're going to find a way to get to cover. Maybe somebody gets injured, but I feel like they will be okay. But again, let me know in the comments down below, what do you think is going to happen, with that cliffhanger. And I want to talk about Leah and what it could mean, what her arc could be next half, or not next half, next part. I forgot, there's 3 parts. I keep saying next half, but there's 3 parts to Season 11. But the first thing I wanted to mention is that I was surprised to see the Reaper arc go into Part 2. I really thought it would be over by Part 1, but I guess not. They're going to go into Part 2. And here's what I think will happen to Leah. I think that she probably will get killed by Daryl. That's my guess. Like, what do you think will happen to Leah? Will she join the good side? Will Daryl kill her? Like, I feel like maybe Daryl will kill her because like Daryl already like asked her for help in that moment in episode 8. That was such like an intimate moment, like something we've never really seen before from Daryl, and he was like, you know, really asking her for help, and then she did this. So is there a way back from this? I don't know. I mean, that's hard for me to see a way back from this after, you know, after her trying to hurt Daryl's friends. So I think, you know, they will take out Leah, and my guess is it's probably gonna be Daryl, just because that makes the most sense character-wise, you know. But let me know in the comments down below, what do you think? And then I also want to talk about what we could expect in the second part in terms of Alexandria and the Commonwealth, because I think these two go together. So the thing that's happening in Alexandria right now with the walkers and the storm, I think that is setting up Alexandria and the Alexandrians to go over to the Commonwealth, because I'm assuming everybody will go there, right? Like eventually everybody, all the you know, the communities, like all the people in the communities will go to the Commonwealth. And I think that, you know, with Alexandria, with the storm sort of destroying stuff, and then also the walkers actually like breaking into the house and destroying things, I feel like this is setting that up, because right now they're in the process of rebuilding. Are they just going to rebuild all over again? Are we going to see them try to rebuild all over again? I don't think so. I think they're going to go to the Commonwealth. Now, later, like in part 3 and like when the show ends, yeah, I'm assuming they will probably be back in Alexandria. Well, I'm sure they're gonna be back earlier, but I just mean like I think this is setting it up right now. I mean, I think this show should end with the group in Alexandria because that is their home. But they've been trying to rebuild for a while, and now this happened with the walkers and the storm. I think it just means that they're going to go to the Commonwealth. And over at the Commonwealth, they're suspicious of Eugene in the group. And we saw what happened. The last thing that happened over there is that they're sort of like awaiting trial, you know, to see what Eugene was doing with the radio. And Yumiko is, you know, their attorney. And they sort of, I mean, they've been mentioning Pamela Milton, but we haven't seen her, so I'm assuming we're going to see her in the second half as well. I keep saying second half, sorry. Second part of season 11. Now, if you don't know, Pamela, she is like the leader of the Commonwealth. She's a pretty big character in the comics. And her son also, Sebastian, who I think we did see in episode 6, I think, or episode 7 potentially. I get my episodes mixed up too with the early premieres and everything like that. But yeah, those two characters are probably going to have a much bigger role in the second part, because they are pretty huge characters when it comes to the Commonwealth and the arcs that happen there. Now, in terms of the group finding out about the Commonwealth, this is definitely something I'm interested in and interested in hearing what other people have to say. I think they're just going to connect back to that radio. I think they're going to maybe you know, find someone through the radio that Eugene was talking to, because Eugene did connect with them and then they cut him off, you know, when they walked into that room, so they could use that. Or I think potentially during the hearing or whatever, the court hearing, maybe the group just admits it, like they admit that, yeah, we have friends back home and they might need help, because, you know, they might be able to help a lot of the people, the Commonwealth. Like even Princess was talking to Ezekiel, saying that they got hospitals here that can help Ezekiel. So if they see the opportunity to get help for their friends, maybe they just admit it, and maybe the Commonwealth go over to Alexandria and help them. You guys let me know in the comments down below, what do you think? But I think it's either gonna be one of those two, and I'm definitely leaning more towards the idea that it just slips out and the Commonwealth find out about their community and their people, and they just go over there and help them and, you know, bring them over. And Daryl and them also, I'm assuming they're probably also going to go to the Commonwealth. So this is all going to, like, I wonder if they're gonna go their own way, or they're just gonna go back to Alexandria and meet up there, and they're all gonna go together. We'll see. But yeah, I'm assuming that everybody, like all the characters, will go over to the Commonwealth. And next, I want to talk a little bit about Alden and what could happen to him in season 11 part 2. So it's been a while since we've seen Alden. I mean, it was like the first few episodes of season 11 where he got left behind because he was injured, and Maggie and her group, they went over to Meridian, and I'm assuming we're going to find out what happens to Alden pretty soon, like at least in the first few episodes of season 11B. And I think as soon as they're done dealing with the Reapers, they're going to go back and check on Alden. And let me know what you guys think is going to happen in the comments down below. But I feel this is tough because I feel like I was just talking about earlier how it's the final season, so they could take out major characters. And I think Alden just got promoted to being like a series regular or something. But all I'm saying is that I feel like I could see something happening to Alden, because I could definitely see a situation where they're done dealing with the Reapers, they go back for Alden, and they find him as a walker. Like, and they can have this like sad closing moment, and then they move on, to the next arc. And then Virgil is also a character who I'm excited about, just because he knows about Michonne and her going after Rick. So I wonder if that's going to be playing a part in season 11, like part B and part B and part C. Hopefully, we'll see. But yeah, you guys let me know all your thoughts and opinions about the second part of season 11. What do you think is going to happen? With the Commonwealth, with the Reapers, Maggie and Negan, that cliffhanger. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. As far as this video goes, I am gonna wrap it up there, so hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating, and be sure to subscribe if you are a fan of the show, as we have a lot of content coming up. And as always, thanks for watching, please take care, and I'll see you guys soon.